then the when and the how, and then who was going to bring the evidence. No, that was the most questionable thing. And it will be urgent. So today on your screen, send an update about certain people within the New Patriotic Party ranks. They are involved in illicit deals. Apparently, the list have been updated. List ni update here on the screens. Nipa is your Babeka clan. Former First Lady, Madam Rebecca Akuffo. Now, let me give you a brief one. You recall, say, during the second tenure of Akufo-Addo presidency, in fact, this even resulted in the police arresting Abronye. Abronye took a matter to court, say, is the spouses of the president, talking about Akufo-Addo, then President Akufo-Addo, First Lady Rebecca Akuffo, and also the second lady, Semira Bawumia, who happen to be the husband of Bawumia, are they entitled to payments? Now, court, apparently, Supreme Court at the judgment say they are not supposed to be paid because they are not government officials. You vote first ladies and second ladies. And also, the argument that Akufo-Addo administration made that time was that the first and second lady undertake certain projects. They undertake certain projects. No one is begging them to do anything if they don't have money. Regardless of what is on our screens today, the arrest warrant, which is looming about former First Lady Rebecca Akuffo. Yeah, but so yesterday we gave you an update about journalist Manasseh Zuri investigation. Now that particular investigation, it has to do with the National Lotteries Authority (NLA). Now NLA, the former boss, immediate past CEO or boss, I know heard Sami Ewuku. Now the interesting thing about Sami Ewuku is whilst he was there, and apparently Sikanka was a project, a promotional project near the other could Kofu. Now, mind you, according to the article 722 of the NLA Constitution, it states very clear, say the monies at the National Lotteries Authority is supposed to go to orphans, a janka, that is orphans, a janka, and also widows. One more omukunu ewejomo, and also the needy, and also the disabled. Any woman a human. International Lottery Authority, this is how it operates. You go Uchaloto no way India. Sikano ebekwa aban. Ultimately, obi wini a specific amount because ucha be a 2 short, 3 short, pem, 2 pem near the other. It will be wini cry ultimately wini. Emma nye bebresa because loto be a cha 2 CD, 10 CD, 40 CD, 100 CD. This kind of background na yes na obia the whole Ghana and kwafire the echa loto. Your friend is saying obia disa de nipa baku ne dunti nipa baku dia. Now let's say in kwafo omo try no obia cha 10 CD and kwafo 1 million any try. So 1 million and kwafo try no. Say if you multiply by 10 million 10 CDs kwafo 1 million try no obia cha 10 CDs automatically 10 million Ghana cedi. But nipa baku di 100,000, which means you have to subtract 100,000 from 10 million Ghana cedis, which means apparently you are left with 9.5 million Ghana cedis. Says scanning in a car buying ho. Now, according to the article 722 of the NLA Act, what is said was so simple. It says that scan a bekano. Ye chalo tonona obidia ensan a bekano. Ye famwa the disabled, the needy, the orphans, and people are be in society, widows and so. But then ultimately, Sami Ewuku and his cohorts were pushing and funneling the money somewhere else. Now let's put this on the screens because definitely the first lady, the former first lady Rebecca Akuffo, have been fingered in this. And personally, I don't know what Tim Ora is waiting for. This guy presented a petition to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama 8 months. 8 months, and if I say the National Secretariat NSS scandal, give to Warren in Chrome has say, and now the same person have presented another petition on their social media say, NLA na secretary koso. You'll be seeing names of Koku Anyidohu, you'll be seeing other personalities and other celebrities. All of them have been fingered in this. Yes. So let us put this on the screens. According to this particular which happened to be the 25th of September 2025 from the title of Manasa Azure ni expose in because a chance will be released be a sponsor and win. Into share the subtitle I was here or see who paid who, okay? Who paid and who won? Yeah, who paid and who won? And a publishing date here Thursday, September 25th, 2025. So let's look at the first person. Are you guilty on this? The first person are you definitely guilty on this? It's here for ya can. She has a former first lady, Madame Rebecca Akuffo. Now, Madame Rebecca Akuffo or JDA or Jessica poly 2 billion old Ghana cedis. Madame Rebecca Akuffo Jessica 2 billion old Ghana cedis. Madame Akuffo, what do you then? Or see, or the Rebecca Foundation. Hey, a chroma. Rebecca Akuffo say, ye man it is scan 2 billion. A bra enely scan was a call a janka, the needy. Obi owo we school, brilliant students. Onya BBAAA Otifie. NLA supposed to sponsor these people, orphans, widows, disabled people. Ye this kind of command Rebecca Akuffo say, or ye the Rebecca Foundation. Foundation or the yin foundation yin and I say a fear foundation. We don't know. According to her, the purpose of this particular money was the annual First Ladies Women Day celebration. It's here for yeah, money 2 billion. No fan annual First Lady Women's Day celebrating every year. Biano or yeah celebration of First Lady. In money 2 billion old Ghana cedis. That is Rebecca Akuffo, the former First Lady of Ghana. Yes, and there are two screens, no. And it's so shocking because you really be shocked. Now, Rebecca Akuffo, you better back to unknown so. But then this guy, me didn't be two screens. You should know him. Koku Anyidohu. For a long time, Koku Anyidohu was pro NDC. But since Akuffo ba bemuno, all of a sudden, Akuffo #1 supporter. And your your friend is saying, ye be asumdwe pack. Na pa pay wo ho. Here, ye fa picture be of Koku Anyidohu into screen so. Koku Anyidohu, tama ye Akuffo your friend is saying, asumdwe pack. Oko suye da ho. In fact, and lay down. Let me put it on the screens. A bed now lay down. If the former government is giving you funds and supporting you in ways, okay, say at the end of the day, no, we need better. It's for a bed now. Let's picture we into screen so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, suye and people ask, then I could coin the Owusu sa. It's for you say I come any trim. Go and watch the picture. So the picture and back into screen so. Papa we dear Mahama baby and any effect. Whatever His Excellency John Dramani Mahama did, Papa say nye and I will betray a year Mahama betray Atta Mills legacy in same hunusa. This Koku Anyidohu. This picture was taken during Akuffo's time. Akuffo na share corner on him, on far right or no share space. No. This particular picture was taken during the launch of Asumdwe Park. Akuffo the best leader. Akuffo this. After the dream, maybe Koku Anyidohu, he was moving around. Akuffo the road why no Akucha. Akuffo the way why 1D 1D1F. Anyway, or still now or a Cadbury member of the National Democratic Congress. Regardless, Koku Anyidohu edging 50,000 Ghana cedis. Koku Anyidohu the 50,000 Ghana cedis ko then or say me the koye Atta Mills Institute. Hey, God. Atta Mills Institute. Adia Akuffo do akache so ono government bohoka because Atta Mills was a former president. No, yes, Koku Anyidohu an extra 50,000 Ghana cedis. Na onfankoye Atta Mills Institute. The purpose no or say a sponsorship for the 10th anniversary. Koku Anyidohu ono the founder of Atta Mills Institute. Do you get where all of this is going? Anyways, Koku Anyidohu nkwa na sebio ne ho aba asem. You should know this particular guy on the screen. Yes. Your friend Richard Ahiagba. Richard Ahiagba. Richard Ahiagba is the executive director of the Danquah Institute. This man, for a long time, during Akufo-Addo's time, everything Akufo-Addo was doing, he was putting the country in the right direction. He never saw any wrong. And then Mahama Bayi, Echna Mahama say, Echna Mahama this, and Nagalam say. Meanwhile, he was the executive director of the Danquah Institute. Yeman 40,000 Ghana cedis. Adeyan also the sponsorship for the Danquah Institute advocacy chat room program. You deem basa sponsorship for the Danquah Institute advocacy chat room program. Hey, and your term sika poly 400 billion old Ghana cedis. Yedema Richard Ahiagba say Richard Ahiagba J when I hear fair J never call your friend is saying Danquah Institute chat room for advocacy program. Interesting, right? No problem. As you for Africa ni asha subscribe. Share say NLA 4 billion. Again, omu release an amount of 100,000 Ghana cedis. 100,000 Ghana cedis. Edie na omu de kwaya na 100,000 Ghana cedis. Ndi omu de kwaya no so simple. Almost say omo de ko publish JIT magazines and diaries. Iti NLA force he see an scan a doorso e will see ABB. And almost say okay, he see an pese diaries. Iti diary no and a what side hono. And a Republic of Ghana and a friend say a Ghana emblem a boom and you 2 eagles and a blasters no ho. Samia uku say oh ye 100,000 Ghana cedis say yen fan kwaye diary. Nienchema magazines. Nienchema omo abem mu yusu. I just say obia pekwan diska na wa engineer some weird thing. Kwasia niema. That any wa fan who di free. No problem. Diaries no almost say the purpose was the presidential diary publication 2023. No problem. It doesn't end there because Africa na grona shasi. Why? Because Shenkofu Moses no so. The Council of Institution, Council of Foreign Relations Ghana. Council of Foreign Relations Ghana as a foreign relations and also the Council of Foreign Relations Ghana. That's something for you, but a Council of Foreign Relations Ghana. And what was the purpose? Or say to transcribe and publish all lectures. Yamo more 40,000 Ghana cedis. Inti a Council of Foreign Relations no. Almost say yen transcribe inti say meetings ana niema no mkoye ne obrofumu a foreign relations e obrofumu a yen transcribe means changing the language into another. Okay, and as obetro inti yen sound tro. And now ICT any IT aba who writes something on paper and put it in a cabinet. It's only fools. Everything is on the internet, data, email. You keep it online. So you can easily retrieve it. And you have to share files smooth. I check it 2000. Akuffo say, yen transcribe it. Yen fan to asante kasem. It's almost 40,000 Ghana cedis. Squad. Squad in the great show. And a then foreign minister Yokobuchi. I see Wako UN say Commonwealth. Or not no problem. We heard. Now, and so because Makacho was a list a door so shaha. We Muhammad Adamu Ramadan. Muhammad Adamu Ramadan. Also buy or buy or so here 50,000 Ghana cedis. Right. Muhammad don't require then or say I'm going to use it to buy motorbikes for the Denton constituency. Hey! And your time 50,000 Ghana cedis. And my papa say, Uncle, or the quiet and also the custom motorbike. I'm a denta for Okada. Your man is kind of 50 billion or 50 million old Ghana cedis. The man. Anyway, it doesn't end there. The prayer I'm reading the picture of 2 screws you show. The next person will be show. My mom 1 second. Guess the person. Okay, what guess here we are. Look at this. Ministry of Education, the two pioneers of free SHS. Bawumia and then the boss. Almost here more 50,000 Ghana cedis. Adaya, I'm free SHS 5th anniversary celebrations of 2022. Hey, free SHS, yeah, celebration. Huh? Free SHS, yeah, celebration any anniversary in Kwasiasem. Tie pesi disca, yeah, conjure will be. A crime ben cranny bit me disca be justifying this NDC for bar. Okay, let us do free SHS anniversary celebration. Any attempt it is scano 50 billion old Ghana cedis. Say Yanum Akwetia any Papa Sakura Monje Namufankoyam celebrations. 5th year, which means they've been doing it every year. Now, Bawumia PM with the also who say if Bawumia is in, then the next person over another day. This guy now no what's now YouTube and you don't understand. You know you just say why should Mahama go out of the country? Mahama is taking private. Oh God. Shenenim even say Papa Koko, handsome man. MP for Old Tafo, Vincent Asafwa. Eko Asafwa. Vincent Koye, Vincent Amani and say Vincent say oh here 40,000 old Ghana cedis, new Ghana cedis. Started to know 40 billion old Ghana cedis. Vincent the Koye then Vincent say or the Koye medical support. Hey Ghana, oh me see a crow we be year 3,100. The year 3,100, 3,101. Hey, obiad na drink disika wo crow say. This man just recently helicopter crash is here. The bufu gidi sada na Mahama Eko Japan. Na Mahama kofa a private plane. Or see Mahama in and out no Mahama beboka $500,000. See Mahama ka say oba on Owusu state plane bio. Inti Mahama make him. Meanwhile, no pana na o make his allegations. Na Mahama ene onim e jankebi e wo TV so oye donation amomo. Or perception na on feeling the shoes of Okujuta Blaka. If you want to feel the shoes of Okujuta Blaka, Vincent, bring your investigation reports, evidence, ebra. Regardless, you point your hands, say, President, Mama, name for private jets, Nebebo Ghana Kano. Come and remove your mouth. Call NLA Koji 40,000 Ghana cedis for what? What's the medical support to MP? Hey. Anka a medical support grandma constituents crank hame. Ebi more constituency ho and ebi mu health issues. Their constituents are udiska bomo enye hwe. But pay ba say ohia 40,000 Ghana cedis. Adenya ni konwechi ye ne ya. Hey God. Vincent say ni konwechi eye ne ya. My neck is paining me. And ye kukuru sika, enely sika. Ebra enely article 722 say the money should go to people who are needy, orphans, widows, and also the disabled. Yes, the money was going to somewhere else and someone else. Yes, Vincent Eko Asafwa. And therefore, we present to you the news. The news in details. Now, Echina, this same Manasa Zero say, or the Bakubi ba, and no dear a bump. I mean, I'm laughing this, but then you see, yeah, can you say Mahama should be very careful. Team Ora is not dead. If Mahama, you don't take charge of Ora, Ora will come back in a different form to bite you. Because if Akuffo Bawumia also wins, he will not have mercy. He will come after you. Once in a year, former first lady Diabe Tujano, be publish it only Ibrahim Mahama. The woman bia because you buy put your MP. Now let's put this on the screens. You'll be shocked to the bone. You will be shocked to the bone. Yeah, far into screens. Shall I see, mommy? The people are who are on the screens, no, share. So you see, kwabna. Omunya nipa ba ko na nipa ba ko na meni di ni semechi. The won finfini no. Obi won finfini is very powerful. Samira Bawumia. Ne ho nsem. Samira Bawumia, according to the fourth estate, tomorrow for God and country, inshallah, BBC. But I'm also seeing the Minister of Tourism, Jifa Agomashi or whatever, Onusombra Mbechim, and some other MPs so on the side. Kwabna. Enana GD, kwabna. So, and AC, kwabna. The ladies man, also yesterday dear boba. But then the fourth estate post TBB. Let me put this on the screens. Other matters. So I'll say money meant for the poor was given to a think tank so it could pay for transcription services. Good night. Sikanke was here the major and canon. Yet the movie said uncle English to tree. Hey, I said, you perceive this cana. Near there's some weird ideas. It is some weird thing about how can we chop the money into see ya more bisika. Say okay, we be this kind the financial okay purpose. Most English to tree. Yeah, this kind of more. Ebra AI can do the job. Anyway, be that na chat GPT empire. Therefore, you better also na my main share se menya comment for some few comments na yentu as mo fa mo comment bra iti for mo fa mo comment bra because and issue need there big. Oh yes, big and then we need to talk about. So that is it. Asema ewo hodono. The former first lady, she's been fingered or busted in this scandal. Yemanu 200,000 Ghana cedis. You besides all the choir, then also the choir annual celebration for first ladies. It's the first lady every year be a celebration because of a first lady. Now, if you are paying 200,000 cedis for first lady celebration, which means in the 8 years, the Ghana ya boka 1.6 million Ghana cedis. Who born dog? Now we need air cost to so it's for one from commenting bra because we also have another news about Kwabna Japan. Kwabna Japan. And then Kwabna Japan in the dressing in the BBR. Nipa we sua perfect no. Your friend is saying Dr. Bawumia. Na King Japan complaining the more party na new the more establishment candidate. And then Kwabna Japan also say opeso ye president. And Kwabna Japan say opeso ye president. And unti vote man or the simbi ababe tuja. All right, yebabe twaso. Now, you're moving on to Kwabna Japan. Yes, Kwabna Japan. Sisi ano also oye den opeso standing for president. What you say? Now, Osha wa dedicate a whole building and away Kwabna Japan sacrifice selfless for president and your brand the muyazo red are red, blue are blue. As you can see. Now, Papa Kwabna Japan ya tiasi. But then Papa yi or the same bia babe tuja. And personally, I don't know if I'm surprised or shocked. Because now no flag bearership race no. Na ekoso no. Owusu ye no. First half no Owusu ye or the Koku any bibia kwata Dr. Bawumia. Now fast track to now Dr. Kwabna Japan, who has always been in the good grace and as a good shadows of Dr. Bawumia no. And then upper president dintino or say oh yes so down. And personally, I like it because everybody's attacking Bawumia. That shows how powerful Dr. Bawumia is. Brandy Champon campaign you won't say or attack King Japan that any de bia Bawumia. King Japan de be attack Bawumia. And ne Kwabna Japan so adjoin or attack Dr. Bawumia. It also say say who scan na home by the edoso sap pepe. Kwabna Japan edin sim bia babe tuja. What is Kwabna Japan saying? Kwabna Japan is sema all can simple. Or patch say ene obet the nam na obi ton ideas. And na me na muye transformational leader. And na me a visionary. Me a way brofua. yenti bi da esebio ya yanko school bebre no ane no keka beneno nsema Dr. Kwabena e Japan e dia baby tudwan e simple. What is he saying? He's saying say the solution of Ghana's problem lies not, okay, video or say the solution of Ghana's problem lies not in what? Fatwa Sumami. Or say lies not in electing economists or businessmen. Inti or no what to bomb no, but businessman be on the side watching it there. And na obi on also the whole life or economists on also watching it there. Na oh yeah wise sorry to say the word say oh yeah wise. But you be oh yeah very sharp. You know say bomb no kwama Mr. K and Mr. B. Mr. K and Mr. B. Yanko nyeko tie insema Kwabena Japan. Watotwama Mr. K and Mr. B. Or say Mr. K and Mr. B. Mombra ha party do when we were men. Where were you guys? Yanko show video we back to us.
Administration. 107.3. Courts now over 50,000 land cases choking the judiciary, the court system. Nina corruption ya. Asase ba ko nipa be 9. Na obi wo lands commission, obi wo survey department no my Canada. And also there are new technologies, blockchain we are available. A bit more lock sign made down untimin tampa. And it is the political will to do the right thing. And a high. And yes, a bia. Ghana makasa se message sisubio. You are practicing all the economic models from economic recovery 1, 2, pumps card, hey pig. It is clear say any models no a high. It is a lack of implementation and enforcement of rules and regulations.
It's a matter of economists leading the country.
It's a systemic failure and leadership. How we hold ourselves accountable.
And me a businessman, me economist, me away.
And look at them, we need serious-minded people, people of character. So we can go back into our records and check. So, and who the spirit of delivery? Say the Jumasha was we so and I think it's important that one, we need to take a critical look, and if I'm happy, say be a president of this country. Land reform, land review is a idea at the Kesip, and I'm saying no Ghana. Whether it is investments, BBR. So,
Inti Kwabena Japan there. Or see I try businessmen. Oh, be my business. My employ for 7,000 people. She bought here that he may consign no wine. India ni be and I'm to feed ho and I'm employ Ghana for and I'm see me cover target me dane manufacturing hub in St. P. Or some buy idea no my constituency ko he. Go to his constituency and watch. Obi say, I'm the economics and the demand and the supply and the gross domestic product. Kasasa, be ye lectures. Ye man the Ghana 8 years. $84 cities equals 17 cities. And then you see a man the keys. Or see they be. Or no, they are all banner. They will believe say ha Ghana. Assassin who say. Assassin who say. Into the land reforms ever. And you see, I may laugh at this particular issue, but I'm a victim. I've lost my losses can be brain yet. I almost have 1 million or more to land cases. Into Kano Kano a part because says Kano committing the before fraud. Now, and so this man even went further to actually explain the way forward for Ghana and answer his vision for the country. What is his vision for the country? It's here for according to Dr. Dr. Kwabena Japan, or Partisan, when he is elected the president of the Republic of Ghana, okay, he is going to your friend is saying bring obey reforms ni nyama bibria ebeya ebeboa kronum it's for yenkutie in sama or the tuja ye babaka ye beto aso.
Na me kwa sama to me na da wi amoka na tro bi ese yichichirim kakra. Me be general secretary ye to aba ma me power tamale. Me ko tamale minya accident anyankopon ti ne mete ase. Minsemu bu pain.
Yeah.
As I say, that dear edeshim. And so, a dano with me, Jeremy's strange ame, mammy, and what him to me could pay tamale, Nami Pijam, says, man, Casabon and bed at 37 back. A twaba mammy. In my 2 years as general secretary, my name is chairman, and near my dear Femu and Tro, and some winning. Ghana has a dear a high and it be your friend slash and burn. Say, you beat me a chatro at to Nipasonia, said on near Pamataria show.
Oh, Ramro.
Ramro. Na me no party no dontino. That time no kraman kasa. Na no ncha se de esi na me pew. Me niema me nim wo party mu. Me nam kasa me nim panimfo ni nyina na ntimpanimfo bia ni ozo a oni me wo party mu. Eniema wo mutumi de bi bekwu to just to protect the party. Se me yo mo e kasa kasa by heart. Se me bia ma no Ghana hasia. Kenya sem ketwa. Nenso so entity pa papa de tete me ni mampanikufo no ni BJ Darucha no mpanifo a me ne wo nante no say you have to protect the elephant. Intermediate ekoba ne say ye kokeken semwa enim just because me strengthen party. Me mafem no all politics is local. Ntimi ka say constituencies no na say mo munya hoden. To be catch me chairman, Afoku at the time, say chairman, you make sure say you strengthen constituencies. Or say you can say every constituency in me account. I didn't try. Because me deep president Koku Anyidohu, there be a no dig no child mount humor. Or say run sika, politics sika. Oh the smart, if I win some, not for win some. But how here if we be handling charges. Well here by the time I could as I could do Nasa. DBS no, my very general secretary. You make sure say sika e de constituencies no. As a direct. Nye nipa 9 omo signatories, chairman, secretary, treasurer. No for baba kon most of them were women organizers. Me ye the first 10,000 kuma omo apena. A man for tears wait because ne binum feel say na that region anonti no. Ese bia ma omo ansa nam se da bi. The ese de bremo mo de behwe mo dwuma ye de bebrem nanso constituencies no ho na hoden no ho na party no electoral area coordinators ho na polling station ho na adwumaden omo na nanam fie mbobɔ dan mu ebobɔ posters adwumaden de ama party no ena chese ubeti say be suspend the way chairman Afoku a nkrofo ye say etuna ade so ede bonipa no ye up to now, say about power 8 years match him. One accuse you and say, ye, a day bonnet no ye. Or no put ye. My fan say, oh, Koyan cancer mongoose. Now, me dear, almost a party for permanent.
Yen say me. Sebi. Me penmu ama bob brawo Ghana hand sana ye papawa. No me see me down or is legal. Yeah, and I'm a four and Omanyeska almost is legal. Me missing me that 1999 2000. Me a press secretary, and I'm is legal. Oh, I'm at that time, from my sweat and toil, from me, Juma Den and Coupon the Chirame as a civil engineering consultant. Name, Tio. Let me chat to me to say, Car me Makoto. Meanwhile, me call Tamalino. Car no bim Namitio. So, pictures now. Send a Land Cruiser. Yeah.
Na meti Land Cruiser na kunya accident. Na ye write off. Na ma ye ne kakra free kwa na master titua ne kakra. Yes, yen cancer monto no so. Me yire a ono wo ye lecturer up to now say wo ye director of global education or Unimac. Ono ko ni school 2012 Atta Mills ye president. Na ye timi abopo. Yen say me. Yes, NDC for na ama me package. Na samba akwisi obi say obeton ne ho ama ebe kwa na Japan. Na the mon kai history of this country. June 30th. A judges me ensa. Omu during PNDC time ye kochi o manajuku ya. Na nka papa say me yesa na me papa na oda amenemu every year me de flower okoto no so. Na de asem na me ka chi. Enso yes yen say ni panenti. Ya can't say when a party for be a JD. That time, my sister be beer, my primaries for fair. In one day, we handled over 251 prime minister bin Sigana Sada at one go. Ntibinim se bibia me pese me sorry na ko de na ye victory enim se 2016 ebe boy man carry party ne ho donti.
Wow.
Me tifie kra no me san di sika kakra support to constituencies ni bebrave. You know evidence you know. So intermediate party no na me pe me some party no. Sana mpeni
Izabe pepe na eye kwamne Japan ka se oye wo mo kasa gbegbegbegbe anka genko Ghana ha. Well, ensem wo ho, ensem hyenkofo obo. Now, ensem we hyenkofo obu ya na Ernest Owusu Bempah akopɛ asem amane ho. Impenifo say asem impenipa nipa ene pene ho asem. Yesterday we give you an update say Ernest Owusu Bempah ne kokwa pai Partisan. Now no stop a demonstration and people before quiet. It doesn't make sense. This same Ernest Owusu Bempah even went on further to suggest say Bawumia Omunyina ka on ye ton Bawumia. They marketed him even more than Kwame Nkrumah. Ewie no Bawumia e reporter. Ti Bawumia ye candidate I was say oh ade anchi o etiefo na ye the letter about out. Adanya Yano yakuku apai se adentia na obi te se Ernest Owusu Bempah ba beka Bawumia ho asem. And you see that is the foolishness of the New Patriotic Party. Into man hwe ni on bet no position for 40 years. Yet krom ha Abronye dikene Japan tame die ejina papa we obitima wo wenim e ka se ono kra no o ka peace he doesn't practice what he preach. Party ni sanction Abronye no Abronye ka say he ono onko disciplinary committee enim ene anai china e bogus na no ye chi ni wie ye omo ana omo sanko defend no na no Bawumia ekọ menhia na Abronye etine ka mu. Okay, into the law ni it favors some, it doesn't favor people. The foolishness of the New Patriotic Party ebimye. Omo the letter eba out shall letter we yen read ewia wababe kasa abua papun wababe kasa ebehwe ni nsema odi ababe tudwa. O hwe ha o say for immediate press release New Patriotic Party MPP refers petitions against Mr. Ernest Owusu Bempah, Deputy Director of Communications, to the National Council. Quickly, Omodiaba, referring to the National Council, saying Chenaso for immediate release because Abimu Fuso adding to our Bekensem. The leadership of the party has observed with grave concern the conduct of Mr. Ernest Owusu Bempah, Deputy Director of Communications. The Secretariat has further received formal petitions from party members demanding his removal from office. In line with due process and considering that his appointment was made upon recommendation of the National Executive Committee and subsequently approved by the National Council, the matter has been referred to the National Council for appropriate consideration and determination. The party reaffirms its unwavering commitment to upholding discipline, safeguarding its values, and ensuring all matters are handled with fairness and transparency. This was signed by Justin Kudia, the General Secretary. Look at this nonsense. Abronye kan ye ne de ne ho son. Elendaku e kan ye de ne ho son. The people miracles abuaje kan de ne ho son. Whenever these people speak against Kennedy Japan, no one says anything. Obian kashe. But then any person of the camp of Kennedy Japan or kasape, hey! Wakase tia party ye yinedi. Nanwa your friend is saying sticker ekwa so your friend is saying notness for na Muslim no Ghanaians are not prepared for a Muslim. Oh quickly na obia be kasai se papa no tribal politics. Meanwhile obitimi call northern region ekwa say boy northern for mu vote mame na ne yesu nya ye de ni Muslims, so and only the tribal and as a religious play card. Regardless no Abua Papu wababe kasa because the same way by he had to come and react. So oko react say ewo a friend is saying vim lady ya pokua eko ye friend is saying show no ye show and ye train papa se papa be you ho ano ye se wa kodi boni bi ye se wa koye bibi, come and remove your mouth and odin sem ebe tuja. Now I think we have a part of the video. Okay. So yenkwa share this particular video. The video is a bit long. But you bebo modiana you play most of it. We are near trust because okay send be brave and even crowd me who's on social media NDC phobia I started cast NS Owusu Bempah what can send papa. It tells you say MPP no they are headed to a ditch because omon pen no cre ane asem no cre ento 72 can nature say ayo me ayo mo ya. I think so the video is now ready. Share video we now share exactly what is really going on in regards with Abua Papo aka debi NS Owusu Bempah aka Abua Papo. Share this particular video by a better us.
Yeah, to us our conversation. So but Owusu Bempah, what will letter na MPP for Atrono?
Letter be.
O ma tro letter be say as I refer work command National Executive Council.
Me won't let it be a me one mini Ghana anti. Me won't let it be.
Ghana.
Yeah.
You said almost send you email and Bibiasa.
There we have not received any letter. Sisiana.
Almost say it is signed by Justin Kodia, General Secretary. Say, Oma refer work command National Executive Council. Now the leadership, the leadership has received petitions. So the letter says that the leadership of the party has observed with grave concern the conduct of Mr. Owusu Bempah, the Deputy Director of Communications. The Secretariat has further received formal petitions from party members demanding he should be removed from office. In line with due process and considering his appointment was made upon the recommendations of National Executive Council and subsequently approved by the National Council. The matter has been formally referred to the National Council for appropriate consideration and determination. The party reaffirms its unwavering commitment to upholding discipline, safeguarding its values, and ensuring that all matters are handled with fairness and transparency. Thank you. And it was signed by General Secretary. It's almost like can be minim
the say and someone in the na some ways so na some na hokwa. It is obi sorry say MPP party ni issue statement say Owusu Bempah is trailing on indiscipline. I mean, we're waiting to see exactly what indiscipline is it about. I mean, Udi Kwan go to say no interest, and there's nothing wrong with that. They should go with a due process. But the point is that, Sabia, I would have wished, Sabia, or Bibe State, Sabia, or can say, and now I say, then I will respond appropriately. But Sabi, may me respond to everybody is that, what you say, ye wa prinking sma any akakape guru ni edi. Inti asisie ba na djuguru mu anu bia poma twede ahyentumam. Asisie e ba na djuguru mu no bia poma twede ahyentumam. MPP no ye nananom ya bre party ni hu. MPP no nye obi ade awo. Meme wo fa ne ban redu. MPP no enye obi ade ase de omutiti social media ni nkofo bi no omukeka de MPP no meme papa odi ase ne me wo fa na du asabre no omnom kopa ebosia edi chichiri Danquah club was antachi wo fia unim you know now the party na yo bidia ye nyina ye dia MPP party no ye dia na ye wo bi wo party no otimi sori anopa ejira radio so dia so fo mpanifo wo da na nyina atem no afa no ho adi afia uni ya uni kroma wonte edi na omzo Owusu Bempah ye edi na afia maye dia na maka now we have the moral right, and I'll repeat it. If you want to come and I mean your boys, your war, let my vote count alliance. Near demonstrations, I can see Oklahoma say, Mama Ghana, yes, a galam sale in Ghana. Under 2012, 2013, 2014. Yeah, demonstration change Oklahoma. So me can no be anti-asia. Me can because Ghana politics they say no. I hear a level of moral high ground. Ghana electorate has become so sophisticated. Yentimi me yo be akokro de dwon afia. Dia me can say yeah demonstrations say mama demonstrate galamse ya dia ye tu enye o enye ebe aye afia. Na nyamia ye adom 2016 yaba power. Ye president Akuffo Danquah Akuffo the presidency to the line. did we see? The people away a party no allegedly. Bebre were doing galamsey. What is a galamsey? It me and then and the Akuffo. They embarrassed the president. And then mama about power. What moral high ground to bend na your walk? Say yeah, sorry, say we are going to attack the NDC for doing that the same thing that we couldn't stop.
Yeah, but the politics campaign some solve it.
Exactly. I agree. Let the people of Ghana decide. You need some moral right, you know.
Okay.
You need moral right. Let the people, the ordinary people out there, decide. That is the point I'm making.
Okay.
And I will say it if my conscience, my conscience is what I speak my conscience. You understand? And it's a point. So if you have someone make a meboa, just tell me say I'm wrong. What is wrong with that? Are they young fighting? Internally. At least Ghana for who say MPP for your canocre, your political party, your democracy, your autocracy. We are not doing autocracy. If we are doing autocracy, they should tell us. Democracy, you can't say kabi, na men kabi, chirawa drain, na men chirama drain.
Okay.
Anameboa. Na said wono mame or na mame, ya dear nya. Now because of your mame, Tirun cano cranch. What is wrong with that? Democracy is say you do different level. We need to tell the truth to each other. We know Sir Mahama is messing up. The NDC is messing up. They have failed on Galamsey. Who doesn't know? Ghana ni be name so Oma faili Galamsey. Our promises on why Ghana ni afia. Ghana ni be name say Oma faili Galamsey.
Okay.
But do we have that moral right?
Okay. I understand.
Do we have that moral right?
I understand you. But why would the parties write this letter? Oh, I'm afraid once I'm mutual letter nana.
If you are framing. If you as I make him so be unframing. What you say? And now, Sabio say your party in Ghana for the any rail. If you are young, we are not running a political party on our own bedroom. Ghana for rail. Near to Chroma Mobit me sorry, did I so for change for them on behalf of the new patriotic party. Owusu Bempah go down on his knees and beg.
Also, on behalf of the new minister.
They say, I don't want to glorify anybody. They say, I don't want to glorify anybody. I'm making a point.
Okay.
What you say? You vote in your correct. Now they hold position in the party. Your national executive councillor on Cheso campaign BH. Onyina will be campaign because make Kasama Kennedy Japan. Kennedy Japan when he Kennedy Japan. I'm speaking for me who could change Facebook statement I'm making is about leadership and who should be a leader. Mackenzie should be say Kennedy Japan na president to Ghana ha efia Galamsey no se ne maame ba no na ye Galamsey a obe discipline. That is the point.
Okay. I
was speaking in context. Man kasa nidu obi atemo. What is if you Makasa did you be atem penibiatem in the name of the new patriotic party? Until we endorse what you say, we endorse certain things are society papa. We want to go out there and endorse people near Shankophobic Kutupa in the name of a political candidate to be we are near certain rounds as our candidate in a new presidential material. What kind of a party are we running?
And you have evidence the party system is encouraging attack now.
That's evidence there.
Occasions.
Now at the end of the day, no. Asema ye kanu ye won crofo wo party mo leak information krama NDC for mo to your national officers. Omo to. Now omo di agro ansema be pie no. Ada afia me unim se wodi oni me. Ensema me nim no. Omo ya ensema e be keka no. Wanwe enkoyi ma yina. Na de Canada Japan ami be di na chi no. Ye sorry anopa ye share politics na say no. Ye wo high ranking people omo party mo a. Omo be gina ho ndoso Dr. Bawumia. Eka nsema kesia na party no say a good party na nimu ase. Ote say e do omo call baby. E friend ka say ade na me kwa me ko ka bia. I'm the only national executive officer I'm supporting Canada Japan. I'm the only national officer I'm supporting Canada Japan. Canada Japan working 18 of the years because e ko Bawumia for dia and ye frewa ni aka na ketu abi e jane sa Adeti no Owusu Bempah nkwana. I'm the only one that they want to attack.
Okay.
Now unim say party aye what me a press statement say omo ko ye nyina omo sabi o no omo ye nyina ye mo mra. Na wo ye zade we no unim krofo a Owusu Bempah me krofo edi machi. Unim krofo edi machi. I come from the heartbeat. General Secretary no ko nim say I come from the heartbeat of Ashanti region. Mini nipa kra no MPP ni fruma Ashanti region. Vote to Bakukra free Owusu Bempah. Do you know what that means? Indiscipline by Namaye. Okay. Namaka. A chairman based on principles. Asema beka and so be asem no be kocha baby. No kocha baby. No they be called contest na ye no. Obia per se one candidate. You favor one candidate. One candidate and you person force on the Shagana for. And if you do that, what are you doing? You practice fascism in MPP. Unim fascism if ya. Do you know fascism? Mussolini, Italy, leader be oba near friend Mussolini. And or coin a term be a friend or can Italian language. Mussolini sempre Aragon. As a leader, he's always right. Whatever everybody says is rubbish. One leader is always right. And it became what we call fascism. So if MPP want to practice fascism or nunocracia, they should tell us. Because adia memekano, adia namaka, if you are someone who kubusa mi amicheche on galamse matei, don't you get it? Don't you get it? Say, ye need moral right. No. We failed on Galamsey, and it's a fact. Why? Yes, Akuffo say, I put my presidency on the line. Now, me Owusu Bempah, me want moral right. I'm Timikasano. If you are because men to Galamsey, men to be that, mean to be that.
So that is it. In some air course no. But then unless Owusu Bempah in some way or the two jano, or kase untu Galamsey that. And it's our moral right to criticize the new patriotic party. Almost within 8 months, Mahama have not been able to stop Galamsey. Now, one person now information by said over 16 or so campaigns, Abronye. So when Abronye was arrested, police for interrogating it came to light say he owns a mining company. Mining so the when say go if me good no mutu that if you bear license and I said not, we don't know. But then in regards with in sema NS Owusu Bempah canon, Abronye so ababe reply because who TNS Owusu Bempah in sema no party say party no person who play some partial card be. This particular man oka wan boni di ba o sha nipa no de no Abronye o say Abronye ko ken sem edidi ag Bishop Duncan Williams ag ken sem bebre ye ntimi ankasa as a whole political party. All because you pay Dr. Bawumia and all because a Bawumia boy. But ne no NS Owusu Bempah kasa yes hey I need to walk kasa in if party. Abronye didn't take this lightly. On also about outer what be expose and say MPP party be akun leader flag bearers for akun communications maybe na party dey ma say no in question video e ba e beto aso.
Yeah demonstration we ye no. NS Owusu Bempah one mre MPP hu na oti NDP na yekofa na dinetena Ghana gas ma waye yie se taman ne Ghana o persikafo a oka hu bie MPP ba ban mu no misa prot border enemu misa no ba bia na dan wo na oni prot MPP 2017 na enoso Owusu high 1 bedroom ewa kran wadam 1 bedroom na no high o enai ono ade ne ho ewo wadan ewo Kumasi won kran ewo bi wa America MPP na no si MPP ngunu ane oni honorable Canada Japan nam kansem tia MPP no MPP aye o mu demonstration yem frɛ say and Owusu Bempah be join because ye kuo na ba power no won ka ho bi and contemporary tro and I did the more quadi Ghana gas communication director and a modi bomb Greek modi yamo cat wo and no biasema na wo asema ho akontabuo yere ewo na po amabo mo ne NDC fu abo any team now wo mo ne Canada Japan campaign team any Canada Japan na ankasa mo ye madwen say eye pa mo akwakwaje wo NDC fu ho say mo ma MPP fu MPP amanyokuo no ho ntona akra oso ma ne ma me na de ese mo hu se nsuosia so de empa ne 7 ne to daw akra so ma ne ma me na ese mo hu se mo ano onabo Canada Japan ni ene Owusu Bempah ene alestete no mama yese mo be se kuo no ene onabo Canada Japan ni yire no ni baby mba na one na wa oti TikTok e kasa MPP fo ye nkwasiafo no MPP sika ena Canada Japan de hwe ne e ba na won ne wo ye no MPP na mark.
Okay, so this was in Sema Abronye Ekai. But one of the things you also have to notice that Owusu Bempah, people are asking, so what did he actually said that actually warranted all of this? Now, let's play this particular video because in what he said, he specifically hit at Bawumia, saying that Bawumia onye a candidate or very marketable. Why? Because they even marketed him more than Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Yes, still he lost. And according to him, in some way or kind, basically he was just exposing the establishment candidate so a week, and that is why. And then the party wants to suspend the entry video whereby better.
Now, see, and then we had the number first one. Oh, yeah, and talk Ghana for and talk the worst performance in the history of Ghanaian politics. It been see that in the Fourth Republic. So product now must say marketable. I am marketia. Yempeni phobi any party phobi try so me convince delegates for enkotono nipa no yedina bad that product. We tried to market that product for 16 years. Ya market is our product no. Dr. Bawumia Misuse no in that angle. He was a running mate for Danquah Akuffo. Dr. Bawumia was known everywhere for 8 good years. He stood in the Supreme Court, market himself. You and I were not there. He became the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana for 8 years, head of the economic management team. Product to know Ghana in Chono ni Chiasu baby obia nimsa product to know. Anka yankwa jinana kiyebua. That kind of marketability a product to know enya yeno. Some marketability ni openness. I don't think any candidate in the history of Ghanaian politics, not even Kwame Nkrumah, had that opportunity of marketing himself for 16 years. Kwame Nkrumah could have that opportunity, no? Delegates. Kwame Nkrumah, he had an opportunity to market himself. Omu declare positive action 1940. 8 disturbances, almost declare positive action. Kwame Nkrumah, ye chain obey prime minister. Obey prime minister or there, if he has a contest 1956 elections are winning just 4 years, not the marketing, once the 5 years, not the marketing. Kwame Nkrumah, the one of the finest president in the history of Ghana, went near marketing the way Dr. Bawumia marketing as a vice president, a running mate for a sitting president, and then making himself so marketable. Now say product here, this our product now. One marketing home for 8 years as a running mate, and then 8 years as a vice president of the Republic of Ghana. One marketing one na this our product no abba. It got to say Ghana for talk. The Zongo community enter, the Muslim community enter. Yenuanum a Christopher ni yenuanum Ghana for nyina omonto Ghana for anto Dr. Bawumia omanto. The product is well known. This a pen ye kutami obia nim se pen where your friend big and as a product where your friend Samsung mobile phone obia nim, but when you put it in the market they deliberately don't want to buy it. And that is where the analysis delegates, that is where you must get the analysis right, irrespective of how the product is so marketable as some people are making it. Say the product is so marketable, it's the quiet beton. I don't get it. The Ghanaian people didn't buy it. Oman talk. A chese said upusu no man atene kankan. And then penifone bu baby say ye pie be hunti de chichire boa. It is say ya dia. We need to understand the dichotomy. Say product to know aya selling Dr. Bawumia in the history of Ghanaian politics. Kwame Nkrumah Kwentina selling the way Dr. Bawumia tima selling Ghanaian politics. Me Owusu Bempah me to say what the me ko na mo marketing said the Dr. Bawumia platform awunya under the back foot of Akuffo. He masqueraded on the popularity of Akuffo, one of the most popular politicians in the history of Ghana. We Rollins in the Akuffo. At that time, at that moment, Akuffo was so popular. He chose you as his running mate. He gave you all the opportunity to market yourself. The platform was there. Winning this election was a done deal, Dr. Bawumia. Could have won this election hands down if Ghanaian people wanted to buy you. The product. I'm talking about the product, Bawumia. So what are we talking about, fellow delegates? Yen Sheno from that angle. Sesebio mikuta banji. Ana mikuta product ame pese meton. Na product no. Ma bohu deura shedema titi deuro na bohu aka hu sema chirechiremu a chirechire rules and regulations e wo hu ni bibia magana fo obi ahu na me the product na badwom e dia ba beto market se me ton me the price above still omanfo no so omonto and still Ghana for yeti ono timamufuo no atide timamufuo no kano yenye ya adwesi ebetie na emom no ye de product no a omoso omompe no eno a na yesi ye de bebrem product no a omoso omompe no na che say indirectly na MPP kwa we trying to disrespect the Ghanaian people omukuta the sovereign will of the people we are trying to disrespect it. Fellow delegates mumia chedi ye pa. Say product to Ghanaians totally rejected us, rejected our candidate. Yan peno, mo de ba yan to. Product to yan pe. As out society.
So that was in summer. Ernest Owusu Bempah Tuja and are landing in trouble. So we are still live. It's here for you can bring in your comments on exactly what you think about this particular issue. But then you know what? Time is not there. So let's move straight to Godfrey Dame because there's a breaking news about him. Now the person picture on the screen is Richard Jakpa. Richard Jakpa, we are learning say the national security boss. Now Minuka saying his petition for the arrest of Godfrey Dame. Now Godfrey Dame was the former Attorney General. That is his face. You find the picture into on the side of a year. On no hono man and Tyrion. Akuffo and family members in round head, spectacles, blue suit, nice man, Ghana flag wichi, or a true statesman, handsome man. But then this man, his arrest is being warranted. At the empire, Godfrey Dame why? For those of you who want to see Godfrey Dame alone, this is him. This is the man. So what is Richard Jakpa? Richard Jakpa ono ene wo screen so no edeben pa na oka ni bufu he's now petitioning for the arrest of a year your friend is saying this particular Godfrey Dame. Now it all stems from something, okay? Bibia according to Godfrey Jakpa no, Attorney General Godfrey Dame no, he's fabricating an evidence in a case between and he fabricated an evidence in a case which was between the Republic versus Akuffo and Jakpa. So according to them, non-party say during that time Attorney General no, he was trying everything possible, okay, to frame them, to try and imprison them because they saw how powerful they were, how effective they were. And you know, there's a popular adage say if you can't beat them, join them. If you can't beat them, you join them. So that is the reality on the ground that all parties say if you can't beat them, since they couldn't beat them, no person will join you on and that is exactly what he was saying. Now straight up, some of the in summer or some of the petitions. So let's read this now. If we are moving on to the next update because definitely we have things here. When Yebeka wants if he has a different issue which has to do with Captain Smart or expose Henry Nanabuach and B say he's involved in Galamsey. So let's read this particular press petition. Osi, Director of Criminal Investigation Department, the Ghana Police Service, DSL, Madam, petition of Richard Jakpa against Godfrey Yabua Dame regarding fabrication of evidence to implicate Honorable Atuforsen and lie to the court. So now, no, they are basing on this saying, say, former Attorney General Godfrey Dame, he wanted to do certain things, obey implicate Godfrey Dame, obey implicate Atuforsen for no reason to fabricate fabricating evidence. Say you are planting something maybe you should say we and evidence and now we need be so be come for. I said my name is Richard Antoinuama Jakpa. I was the executive chairman of Jakpa at Business Limited. 2. I was arraigned before the High Court's Financial Division on the 18th day of January 2022, together with 2 others on the charge of having acted in contravention of Section 172 Clause 2 of the Criminal and Other Offences Act 1960. And I was the 3rd accused person in the proceeding before the High Court, intrude the Republic versus Castle Atuforsen and 2 or suit and order number and etwaso. At the close of the prosecution's case, the High Court upheld that the then Attorney General Godfrey Dame contention that a case had been made against me to answer. Into Ochechem, what all of this is about. How a case are not effort to force a honor ultimately a chini a bail. Yentwaso ha. As Godfrey Dame solicited my cooperation to testify in a matter to incriminate the first accused and to help fast-track the conclusion of the case. Inti ehana den so damn and upon said then Attorney General Godfrey Dame obepa na cho ukaisa leak audio nearby no so obepa na cho and party say Jakpa ni hia opa na wa be ye a friend is saying a witness, okay, now about be testify in a way a bet you bit me jaily at forcing what you are saying to ye or say Godfrey Dame solicited my cooperation to testify in a manner to incriminate the first accused and to help fast-track the conclusion of the case. The first accused here was Atuforsen. Now, I say, on testify against Atuforsen. Now, at the end of the day, intimi entering into na case intimi 5. The testimony to incriminate Honorable Atuforsen after I opened my defense led to a phone call to me on 26th day of March 2024 by the learned Attorney General, when I was to appear in the High Court to continue my evidence in chief in terms of the witness statement I had filed. It's no chemu say before a day before be court no I testify, that is on the 26th of March 2024 no phone call be call so na phone call ne munsemnie. In the phone conversation between the then Attorney General and me, which I attached to this particular petition, he suggested that during the cross-examination, I testified not based on matters personally perceived and understood by me, but based on his suggestions and to skew my understanding of the issues in such a way to implicate the first accused person and to further lie to the courts that I was not well by procuring a false excuse duty to that effect. Or Pacha say on it Godfrey Dame a year call. Now Godfrey Dame on any year call no. Na call ni munsem ne say utie Godfrey Dame sem no pa say kan sem ato force so in a way at the end of the day ni bit ma charge no what you say an yento aso. In the telephone conversation, Godfrey Dame directly engaged me on the subject of letters of credit LCs as Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana and stated how he thought I should answer questions regarding the letters of credit during cross-examination contrary to my honest understanding and knowledge of how letters of credit work. Into a part in regards to letters of credit, no, na also could testify, no, nature say ni need some no. Godfrey Dame catch and say on testify in such a way, say at the end of the day, no. As obey implicate Atuforsen and yet sena the state a penny say obey more if any say knowledge about the letters of credit only implicate Atuforsen. 8. I disagreed with him, but he insisted that I will not bear any risks to it will not bear any risks to me. He further said he would be traveling out of the country and not able to be in court at the next adjourned date. And that I seek an adjournment from the court by getting an excuse duty from a hospital to the court that I was sick to allow him to be present in court before I proceed with my testimony. But I declined this criminal, dishonest, and unethical suggestion from him as an attorney general then. Into a part just say, or catch and say, you know what? Oh dear, so usua so be testify against Akuffo in a way say a bit machina. Me how me too quine. Now a do time I also testify. Catch it court ni so yare. Into koji excuse form never come court no. Now omo adjoin ya. Time on be adjoin no. You be free case bi no. On be free na maba. On be free case maba. Inti ye ba mini unyina ebe wo ho. But then Godfrey Dame party say, oh who say adwin po a ekuta sorry Richard Jakpa e pa so who say adwin ekuta Godfrey Dame nya adwin pa enu ti no ofa ne ho adwin yen to aso ha. In the circumstances, I pray the attempts by Godfrey Dame for me to testify in a particular way so as to dishonestly, wickedly, and without an idea of conscience implicate Honorable Akuffo, and to also lie to the court by procuring a false excuse duty, which constitutes a crime, fabrication of evidence, be investigated and made to face the full consequence if found to be culpable, because this is very necessary, especially when such a diabolical and vicious actions an attorney general can breach the peace of the country and erode the trust of the public has in the esteem office of the Attorney General in this country. And our party said, based on all of this, our Attorney General ACK said, on testify in a way not to the best knowledge of him, Richard Jakpa, but in a way of it may implicate Honorable Akuffo. Honorable Akuffo on yeshi, and he's not guilty of this particular charge, and as well upon, but on testify regardless. But then Richard Jakpa party said, on to me yes sir, and one yepo, but because 1 year now. Force na chinchim ni nsa seka koye no, it has already implicated honorable we friends Godfrey Dame. And the first Godfrey Dame catch and say ko na your friends kwaji excuse form near adjoining case na be me too kwan na me ba me nu na be court because there o ma hye was testify na me too kwan on sa ni meni nyina o gina so a petition court ni say yemfa anye den yemfa embo Godfrey Dame Sobo, infambo Godfrey Dame Sobo ni en charge no if he is guilty. So these two men show many me now Baku a national security boss, Baku a former attorney general. The same person who represented Abronye in the case, no. Menoka say the fight is on. So that is exactly what is really going on as to whether this case no be proving anything futile. I don't know. But then we live to see. But regardless, you could see in summer once again, and as Owusu Bempah auditor Babaka, we have an update about Henry Nana Boakye.
And then we had the first one. Oh, yeah, and talk Ghana for and talk the worst performance in the history of Ghanaian politics. It been see that in the Fourth Republic. So product now must say marketable. Yeah, market ya. Yem penny phobia, any party phobia tries to make convincing delegates for enkotono. Nipa no yadina but that product. We tried to market that product for 16 years. Ya market is our product, no. Dr. Bawumia Misuse, no. In that angle, he was a running mate for Nanado Danquah Akuffo. Dr. Bawumia was known everywhere. For 8 good years, he stood in the Supreme Court, market himself. You and I were not there. He became the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana for 8 years, head of the economic management team. Product to know Ghana in Chono ni Chiasu baby obia ni msa product to know. Anka yankwa jinana kiebua. That kind of marketability a product to know enya yeno. Sa marketability ni openness. I don't think any candidate in the history of Ghanaian politics, not even Kwame Nkrumah, had that opportunity of marketing himself.
So let's move on to this particular issue. Menoka say Captain Smart is once again out. Yes, Captain Smart is once again out. Now, man, you say Captain Smart, patch say, Chrome ha. Let you Chrome ha say, and a year just some few days ago. Henry Nana Boakye, out, ka say. Or joining MPP to stop your friend says stop ehunehuna or say stop ehunehuna demonstration. And aside from that too, or sorry, I was say Galamsey cause Mahama should do something about it. Captain Smart didn't seem be about tuja or patch say sa national MPP national organizer yi I friend Henry Nana Boachi or party say our mining concession be was Samna boy. Yes. Na no Owia na makwatena TV say stop galamsey. Atutu bi ama Henry Nana Boachi. I don't know if this is true, but Captain Smart, Eddie, or see he has all the evidence, he has everything to show. It's a call share video, no quick one. Yeah, Babaka, we will definitely be looking at the issue in regards with a year in some of the Ababe Tuja or exposing Henry Nana Boachi. According to him, no, say yes, tackle Galamsia. Yeah, let's start tackling it from a concessioner Nana B Ekuta. Yes, when we start tackling it from that angle, if we are now for the bit marker, so okay, sisi and they are tackle new we into yanko tackle all other matters. Yanko share in sema and yanko tea in sema and as so boa Captain Smart or the board Nana B bar, we will continue this particular update.
And the sound prophet me could draw a demonstration. But mama, Yamishrao. I said, no, no, officer, Umudis and Humsa, no officer will be better.
And then be pressa, precobassa, so the police form that could be for the Sankan and go news will be at you.
Also, when you, but I be so when you. And the sound prophet me could draw a demonstration. But mama, Yamishrao. I said, no, no, officer, Umudis and Humsa, no officer will be better.
And then be pressa, precobassa, so the police form that could be for the Sankan and go news will be at you.
Also, when you, but I be so when you, won't I be
a target.
Say, I see a do a cheer. Me don't yamin Kawabush and Libya will be able to from the account what prosecute. Me don't yamin. I don't know, nigga, I'm say site. How nigga, I'm say site. Check it some boy, what the other places are, and go find out me, I'm say, man. Shadia, we are National Service Secretariat. Who call National Service? Shadia, we are Mahamad Mukrakasa, who wanted about prosecutor. About you,
see, and I know prayers and Naka, of no Sabaka.
Ya can't, say, what an annual sona. One real crap.
There be financial.
Because a number of Paufi, and it's a woohoo or sonobedia or real cra or you would didn't.
And you know not or you didn't.
And you know not or you didn't. So we are Chiniaba, Unsronsu. It is a woo Chiniaba or Danny Sua, and yes, and so no slow or you would didn't. And then I beat me and I'm also a national organizer. I by MPP, I have four. Me say me share Lord Comey. Na me share Nanabia oh. As a Mayanka artist, any stone boy. Artist, any stone boy. Me share Lord Comey. Any Nanabia as a Mayanka artist, any stone boy. And then Otwinya could draw after all the mess. A demonstration. Now come and be Jamachiwa. Many bidi are bidding nano. Otwinya could draw so a national organizer. Hey, they are Nana be here. They are Fenyo marking. Any MPP form penny for a Kobe in some public sympathy. Nana Chama won't to me.
Oh no, oh Johnny, no.
But your demonstration, that's my own to me. Let him out to me. One person Ghana for best. Look, you see, one more pair MPP young guys, no, say a chihuahua and a Dibirka could do one cheap. Sad into the yachiwo, sad into the yachiwo. My father na be recording to her. Me say Kenoforiata owen. Amau. Me do nyame hwe onyaya anka wawu. Ken onoa onyaya anka wawu. He enema Kenoforiata ye no wo ho. Se ye bai magu ho a wan hwe ya me kan bibia se wo hia ne ba ne yere ne busuani bi a mo hwa abedi ba ko awu omoyi what's what Johnny first Akuffo do see yi asa hwe de we si budget so odu kuma se hwe na we ho ono a
so I say ex-wife no ex-girlfriend no obi a fa oje hwe
utu se ni trimu epun fo.
So that is Sema a year. Your friend is saying, Captain Smart 82. If you've not watched the video, then be or stop a huna demonstration or Jenny home na our demonstration site na the demonstration ground so enya sem ketwa. But in regards to this, no about investigating a year na be no or the same be about Tuja this some months ago. But he says he does not fear. If John Dramani Mahama wants to investigate, or see he will avail himself to the authorities if they invite him. So, meaning say, is he on not counting the days and the days na numbered or whatever? You don't know. You share into this particular and somebody to back a bit to us.
I did see you hono. The intelligence chain say Kenufriata na manko fa kwesa. In fact, that is even a serious statement. Yeah.
Or concern intelligence and or say it could be.
Or say intelligence.
I see.
Check the press conference. My pa. Or say intelligence chain say. Ni esi you know. Kenufriata na akọ orchestrate. It was staged.
Okay.
On one eye. You see, about to just say national security for someone on call, but they are unauthorized.
Okay.
Defense ministry so many are aware of it. Interior ministry so many are aware of it. And now, a buying nam the majority leader so a patch our parliament. Or no sooner leader of government business or parliament, a patch our parliament. Enra.
Okay.
Inti niyawo kan ye press conference ase. I will see any panana here, you know. Now intelligence, and then I ask, intelligence bena SP would ye juma pa. Would me Gina or boldly Timika say, intelligence ne say you are can over ye.
Okay.
And ye non qua. What's about
national security for no mutimi sorry call visa without any authorization?
And no cry another matter I want us to discuss. Who is a look. Every Obioko must be sanctioned. It is not proper. It is not proper. You need kangaroo state. You need military regime. And you're proper. Yeah, my Elizabeth on Hinitro article be. I don't know whether that's what I am. Because when you're wakaya.
There be meaning who you cry.
Now or recount a bra Iraja Rollins at ASN call or any fair school now answer Sidino.
Okay.
Yeah, chino. Now that I'm not done for. And then I couldn't do Ajima Rollins. It's in Yamshino. Into a free that no more graphic. Into Umunya report and say failed coup biaba na yache Jerry Rollins no. Upon Juma Crantem or the excuse and no call na couldn't do. Okay, na couldn't do. Awo zinato for cry.
Okay.
To call no and check or see any 5 minutes crown who send go be bought donim. Enti no na couldn't do kutaneba. Enti ono also could be dono. Oko be dono na who say Abronye beach Batakarina military for me no gina chiri. No musi oma bahana omba beye hasi search. To say wana bibi e kan no you should make kudure ba no no buza say na mo search warrant way. Also munya search warrant ansa na maba. Ikura wana. To so hwe ya na onya na one soja fo ni mi no kokasa ye. To mama bi mu no mutu ka na mo koye. To so ko yin sa na kan say no nkofo mo sa beba. Ampa o mo ba ye no. O mo bo mo bi mo bia no mo kuta search warrant.
Search warrant ni bi.
Ah mo diaba.
Okay.
No mama kwan no mba fi ho omo ye omo search neat omo wi ha no masa be ato we no mbepeja omo de we ato we no mbepeja hwe ne kosi wo yi obi military for be 7
okay
police for ka ho civilians ka ho na jakwa ye yi to di ahye ne ho na yerua ofori ata wo fa ase ne ma bi wo fi ho na nkora e wo fi o me so wo video ni bia
I saw pictures man share them
yes the video footage na about mo nam so ho no minim position kwekuta no national security but way also IGP dampare bam
national security akase omo no mo call no IGP be
that be na say your mra
okay
your mra say your ma
national security mpenyimfo no enhwe na
no the way so another matter what say abambofo nyina hwe so obi wotu fia na obi ebawura ho another make say it is a serious matter so for the SP to even say kenofriata the stage here I want to just say enye no kre no
Okay.
and no cry another matter na SP about abepa cho in fact baby wo ho no kwa wan hekwan pan kodina adwuma beto because we border on intelligence.
Oh, Edru baby on funny.
You don't just talk. Oh.
I see.
We are SP. You don't just talk. You don't just say from your intelligence. From your intelligence means that intelligence cannot fail you.
Okay.
So you minister who can send ya kesa. Now be winning. Yeah, if you mono medicanka MPP4, any penny for. Obi oye CEO, obi oye minister biano. We will avail ourselves to any investigative body. We will cooperate. Okay. We will collaborate with them. Your baby be but what we will resist is political harassment.
In summer, na be edit to no. So there is definitely a lot of things that are so my chance the latest issue about Chief Justice, former Chief Justice Getchu Tokonu, and then Getchu Tokonu Aba in Sembibri Aba Afano. So bring in your comments and see this particular last issue at ADBC. All right, so enchebi ebeko other issue no so because me no ka say Martin Kpebu or the Simbi Ababe Tuja. What have Martin Kpebu said about Chief Justice? What have Martin Kpebu said about Chief Justice? Okay, so first, for those of you amunim no, Martin Kpebu have been one of the people since inception of time of this whole issue about removal of the chief judge, the former chief justice, Madam Getchu Tokonu. I can't want some Sam. And now currently I'm no say Martin Kpebu didn't send me about Betuja because just yesterday I think one person wrote a petition to the Supreme Court to seek clarity. I think say Attorney General Godfrey Dame, former Attorney General and Godfrey Dame, the present one, Dr. Yini, or show letter Ekoma, Supreme Court, or person bisa say, or person bisa say, see any Chief Justice Tokonu as a Chief Justice no, does she still have the right to continue to be a Supreme Court judge and a justice judge and as a judge in all? It is answer and air course now in all honesty and as in this particular debate air course and petition being flaunted around them and Martin Kpebu Ababe Chenadrian, according to him in some of the Ababe Tuja the head and tail is that based on all that aforementioned a quite fast ye mamenom issues by year and how almost say we breach a year in a contract and I said you dear or no one ye as I say in terms of ethics of being a chief justice with breachy. It's also based on all of these things he shares you Osha or Bitimaka say Osha woman or she will not be permitted and I say she has no business being a Supreme Court judge and I say even a judge for that matter. Now he explained the whole thing in detail. So it's for Yebe Pesi Ekwakuti in Semon Rankasa Edituja Yababaka Dr. Bawumia or the Nsimbi Ababe Tuja. He is now blaming Mahama for lying and causing the COVID-19. Hey Bawumia, baby Bawumia do you hey, Dr. Bawumia. Anyways, you could see in some way Babaka will hit or straight to the camp of Dr. Bawumia.
Practicable, and then also by way of precedence, as we have it within our jurisprudence, is it possible that for any argument to be made or canvassed, that the removed Chief Justice, Getchu Tokonu, could still practice as a member of the Supreme Court and not necessarily the presiding?
It's a zero chance. Zero chance. There's absolutely a zero. There's absolutely no chance. Anybody who makes such an argument is being farcical. It's a joke. It's the most, hilarious joke I've ever seen. Listen, let's do it this way. By Article 128, etc., a justice of a Supreme Court has to have integrity and not be involved in moral turpitude. They think that 367,000 Ghana cedis were lost because Justice Tokonu signed for per diem for husband and then daughter, and the tickets are a joke. You know how many millions of citizens don't earn up to even 100,000 Ghana cedis the whole year? There are millions and millions and millions and millions of our citizens who don't earn 100,000 cedis the whole year. So when a Chief Justice takes such money for her daughter, when a Chief Justice takes, that's the $10,000, it's more than 100,000 Ghana. When a Chief Justice takes $6,000 for her husband, which is more than 60,000 Ghana, etc., don't call that a joke. When a Chief Justice also allows the daughter to travel with her when it is not part of Article 71, conditions of service of the Chief Justice, it is not a joke. Huge constitutional breach. When a Chief Justice allows the husband to travel on the public purse, which is not allowed under Article 71, that is not joke. It's a huge breach of the Constitution. Let's stop kidding ourselves. You see, those who are pushing this argument that she can go and serve on the Supreme Court, you see, unfortunately, what they're doing is that because they keep pushing the argument too far, then we are forced to make arguments that we erode totally, okay, or leave next to nothing the integrity and moral turpitude of the Chief Justice. This thing should stop. It's as if we are in a banana republic. Anybody comes and just wants to say anything. It's not a joke. You know, you look at the millions of citizens who wake up, go to work every day, the whole year, they don't get 100,000. You take this in $10,000, which at the lowest will be 105,000. And if you look at the time, 2023, that was happening. You know, in the year 2023, we had the dollar not less than 13 Ghana. So you had 14, etc. You take such huge sums of money to give your daughter. You take such huge sums of money to give your husband. You take such huge sums of money to get business class ticket for your daughter, tickets for your husband. And somebody comes to say, oh, this is a joke. Please, 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 let's stop that. Rather, with every day that we keep discussing this topic, then it is the integrity of the Chief Justice that is being eroded. The more this topic is being discussed, then the more even you raise public anger. Is that how the Chief Justice behaved with our public purse? That's why I said, this, if we are not careful, you even do it, somebody will take the criminal aspect of this case on. Because it's a crime as well, abuse of public office. Check the Act 29. Using public office for private gain. That's corruption. Corruption. So please, this thing, you see, I appreciate devil's advocate, but not this type of thing. Which court in this country or anywhere in this world will allow a Chief Justice who has taken our money and used it anyhow like this to continue in office as a Supreme Court judge? Why? What kind of logic is this? Please, this thing, let's stop. When you push the argument, you are just rather creating more trouble and eroding the integrity of the Chief Justice. Because the more we discuss it, and then the more the ordinary citizens also engage in the conversation, then the more it becomes clear that our public purse has just been used anyhow. Like they say, Oga de chop am nyafu nyafu nyafu.
Oga de what?
Chop am nyafu nyafu nyafu. Look.
Okay, so that is a sema Martin Kpebu can say Oga de chop am nyafu nyafu. Aha, any sa Sydney, very much Sydney. Oga de chop am nya. That is it. Now, in some way, question let's move on the side of from the Supreme Court, because Senate amount for petitions. Okay, you see, you know, as a Chief Justice, can she still be a Supreme Court judge? Can she still in same be and nona go fedame and nona if any Martin Kpebu, sorry. Or part say ethically you're right, because you know with the bonnet it's like play a beer, you're suspending for doing something wrong. even though ontimi mbobo no yes udi ontimi mbobo but bit my the age park no so it doesn't make sense. You just have to leave even the sideline. So that is exactly what is really going on. I'm think people in some or the tuja I don't know. Now Bawumia is up here again now, and I felt for to man and say and yeah economists, because the news said the man when then on say Kwame Japan catch Ghana for say yama economists for chance or meet my nyashe, which is coming from economists no can answer na Kwame Japan ede your friend is saying Dr. Bawumia Kini Japan so a blasted your friend is saying Dr. Bawumia say on finding X but me no finding S and na Brandy Champon so I can say they be a man for ideas or more ideas, so ideas no or muntimi and show anything for. So everyone is blasting Bawumia, and guess who Bawumia is blasting? He's not seen any of the candidates. The person about Bawumia Sisiaro one no nipa na one no kuno UN or say is more chili bro. Nipa Bawumia ne Sisiano His Excellency John Dramani Mama or Partisan Mama lied to Ghanaians. Say hardship no. Hardship and cause COVID-19 era and mismanagement, but not COVID-19. It's blame Mahama for what? I don't know what Bawumia is talking about. But you could see about near this.
Na niema buo akosoropa from 2022. COVID impacts no eba no. Ukraine war and COVID. Ema niema buo ekosoro. 2024 election. Mungina mo kai say na ye kase abdia esi no na niema bo ekosoro Ghana hanyina eye COVID na ebaye ema nipa niema bo ekosoro any Russia Ukraine war ye ka saade no omampanyi Mahama ne NDC omoka say ye twantro omo say COVID insan nimu at all enya sa no omoka almost economic mismanagement. And yes, I know Mukai. I say COVID and yet a factor. Me say me can say I think a nra ena omampeni echo New York ena omo oko ka say Africa nyina niema bo echo soro because of COVID. Semot mwati or say COVID ninti ena niema bo ekosro or say a lot of your effort at reduce poverty over 10 years or 20 years COVID no edi sa effort ni nyina aba form in just 2 years sa no kind enti sa onim sa but wanka election no enye sa onim ni kreno ba wanka yen yehu problem no omo ehu problem no enti nyame adom obi abehu bebi an kreno da enti 2028 yen sesan ya adwen yen fa emma Dr. Bawumia and MPP na yen fa economic management no enkoso because we.
Okay, so that's Dr. Bawumia. Let me give him kudos because his tree now is impeccable. That's so Timike tree. Chale, one person the players all teach you Bawumia is so Timike tree. Come first all struggle, but Timike bube krania that or yeah. So statement that Dr. Bawumia Kano has to do with in sama mama kokai UN. Our party say Africa say you push say ye press be ku yinima. COVID-19 ne baye no growth anka wosi edu na bibia anka wosi edu sisia no COVID-19 impact no ama erode a growth of erode a growth of almost 20 years. Erode a growth of almost 20 years. So basically no or Partisan can no ebia wosi edu grade B ebia nyina yeko A America wo A Africa obia wo C and D inti anka by now anka Africa wosi edu B no. Because of COVID-19, no, the impact, no, still na you will see D and you will see still anka was you could be no, that's who will see and I buy a equal to D. In size, some no cases has eroded 20 years of African growth, no, and not about Bawumia party say this same man was saying, say the COVID had no impact on Ghana's economy. And the echo should be a channel. It was mismanagement from the part of the New Patriotic Party then, which was led by Akuffo and also the vice president. So what is this? What we see now? You or justify what MPP was saying all along. I didn't know, but then you see, Bawumia explained very fair here. Whilst Kenya Japan and Japan and Bani Japan are fighting him, he's fighting John Dramani Mahama for 2028 election. So it's here for once again. Thank you so much for joining us on this particular hour. It's almost 1 a.m. in Ghana. Yes, 12:30 a.m. in Ghana. And we thank you so much for joining us. God bless you. See you again tomorrow. Because it's not we have an issue on board. It has to do with Mahama and a Nasdaq. So we'll see you guys.